Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I said the end, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I don't fully straight apply. Or when I'm stand up for the stone, I live my life. Been east to rich with east and they stick when I make it fast. But the schoolies never bet for me, my dough is still for thighs. I'm the horn, niggas know they cute too, I keep out the bone. But let's get it, you know my me, you miss be up the shown. And when I see your neighbors smile, you will stay up front. And if they got me know, then you know I did the con. You up the icon, I see the fact. This scene I'm easy, but I hate I wake, so what I pack. I keep a searing in the rain, then I smoke as trash. And if I get, I'll keep a far. No planet, yeah. Taking trash to the sky from my reason to living. All the flu on the blame that resenting you ribbon. Dax kicking out of love, I might never be willing. At least you'll never know what you I can never forget. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I 7 in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, you know by now it's on the line of people, but you never know this name, it's Kanana sequel. Stick your fresh, taken down, so decide the needle. Put down, stay the time to line like you want the needles. And if you hate when I like the brown, it's like your cam in the brown till they coming out. But like I'm so fresh up and through the moose confused. And now I know what's up and noon and that was all for you. Say you never lose, stakes is native Parikana. I was go always not a like a bagel, Drake your face. But I was thinking to it so when y'all was by the cover. And now I rain, man, I ain't like the make whatever. I say complain, flame mine, you gay, ain't no restriction. This nap so hard, go within and never missing. Convinced that you need love me now, but sure never tripping. It's the enemies it's all, boy, yo come and get tripping. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I say the name, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream.
Welcome to GPTV1. Had a little internet glitch there, computer glitch there. Had to restart the program, but I'm back with y'all. Always exciting to be here with the audience, doing what I love to do. This is the package. Like I said, this is GPTV1. Live stream, unfiltered. And I like to cover some of the trending headlines out there, whether it's hip hop, street stuff, this is for crime enthusiasts, people who like to follow the crime industry. But I don't like to just always look in the hood. I look and see what's going on around the world, really. I look and see what's going on in these other countries, other ethnic groups, their communities, and I'm talking about on this channel. So, but overall, it's true crime. That's the industry, that's the genre for this channel right here. But it's not a political channel, even though the story I'm unpacking tonight has some political ramifications. It's your first time here, click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell. That way you can stay up to date. You can get the notification when I go live or when I drop fresh new content. And I got some content coming up this week. I had a lot of business to take care of over the past almost 2 weeks. But I'm getting back in regular mode right now. And this is Wednesday edition. You know, I usually go live on Mondays and Wednesdays. So make sure y'all stay up on that. But this evening is all about this ICE raid that happened down there in Dallas. Get a lot of notifications about it. And a lot of people talk about it. And how does that affect us from the hood? Why does it affect the hood and other communities? We're going to look at all of that, check out some news reports and see what's going on, what's the latest update on that. But it's still a tragedy where one person was unalive and you have 2 in critical condition. So I believe the gunman may be the one that's unalive, but we'll see. But before we get to all that, I want y'all to check out this public announcement. Welcome to the GP Inner Circle. What up, though, GP fam? I'm excited to announce that the GP membership is now officially active. This is your chance to step up and show your support in a way that truly matters. By joining the Inner Circle, you will unlock exclusive perks tailored just for the most dedicated supporters, because you deserve nothing less. But that's not all. The Super Chat feature is now live, giving you an even greater opportunity to engage with me and the community in real time. Your support fuels my passion and creativity, inspiring me to deliver the kind of fire content that only the GP fam deserves. So why wait? Join the GP membership today and be a part of something special. Let's elevate this community together, because when you thrive, we all thrive. Welcome to the Inner Circle. Your journey starts now. Much love. Your support means everything to me. Right here on GPTV1, Gangster's Paradise TV1. And it's a few ways how you can support this channel. You can hit me in the Super Chat. You can hit me on my Cash App, or you can go to the GP store and check out the merchandise over there. It keeps me fueled and it keeps me motivated for sure. So, like I said, you want to support the channel, those are some of the ways you can do that. But let's dive on into this stuff that happened down there in Dallas. It's insane, man. And I kept getting the notifications, so we're going to look at this together. We're going to look at this situation together. And the ICE raids has been something that's just been controversial since it's been put in effect, or more emphasis on the illegal immigration. You know, a lot of people agree with it. But on the flip side of that, you got to have some people that's going to come in on the workforce and cover for all that. That's the thing. You got to be some extensive training to some of those jobs. And many people believe that. But let's keep it quite frankly, some people just don't work. They just don't want to work. Some people just don't want to work. I'm one of those people that want to work. I got to get up and get to it legitimately. But that's just me. I believe in working legitimately. And you move all these immigrants out of here, got to be some serious trainings that got to go on to fill those jobs up. So the borders and all this stuff, it's been an issue. In fact, I got a lot of that in my documentary. I just completed it today. In fact, I'm downloading it right now as we speak on this live stream. And it's something hot. It's very informative. But I put a lot of these issues in that documentary. So the border has been a debate for a very long time. But again, I want to lay that disclaimer and say this is not a political channel. But I have done some coverage when it comes to ICE and these ICE raids. I got some of the content right here on this channel. But let's go to some of the news reports and check out what's going on with that. Hold on. There we go. All right. I want to share my screen, family. Check out one of these news reports on this situation. And this came out not too long ago, maybe a couple hours ago.
In Dallas, a gunman takes aim at an ICE facility in Dallas before taking his own life. And as we join you, we're learning what was written on a shell casing left behind. I'm Yuki Washington.
And I'm Natasha Brown. The FBI says that those messages make it clear this was indeed a targeted attack against ICE. Homeland Security says the gunman hit 3 of the detainees at the facility. And as we join you at this hour, we're able to confirm at least one of them has died. Right now, federal investigators are on the scene. They're combing for clues and any kind of evidence. CBS News reporter Marvin Hurst picks up the story now from Dallas.
Lights from dozens of emergency vehicles flashed outside an ICE facility in Dallas early this morning. Officials say a gunman armed with a rifle opened fire on the center from a rooftop across the street.
I can confirm at this
federal facility, but I want to do the military type people get involved with this.
It's time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence.
Homeland Security says the shooter fired indiscriminately at the facility and at a van parked outside. At least one victim was shot while running from the van to try to get help. FBI Director Kash Patel posted a photo online of what he says are the suspect's unused shell casings. One with a
plenty of protesters about this, and this is definitely a subliminal message.
Handwritten message that says,
whoever did this became a martyr to the movement.
Anti-ICE.
There will be no resource not utilized to bring all those individuals who are responsible to bring them to justice and to hold them accountable.
This is the third attack at a Texas immigration facility in the past few months. There were 2 others in July. A police officer was injured in both. An ICE official and Republican Senator Ted Cruz condemned the current political climate that they say is leading to violence.
This must stop. To every politician who is using rhetoric demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop.
No law enforcement officers were hurt in Wednesday's shooting. Marvin Hurst, CBS News, Dallas.
Well, that same facility was the target of a bomb. Threat.
So they think this is a targeted situation, and we all can see that. Like I said, whoever did this became a martyr to this anti-ICE movement. Some people are going to look at this person as a hero. Hold on, fam. I need to restart this software. Give me 1 second, fam. I had to restart the program, try to go live, and you had these little glitches and all of that. And I like to do things and let it roll smoothly through. But when you go through that, you got to go ahead and restart the program. We already know how that goes. But like I said, with this ICE stuff, I mean, this guy who did this became a martyr to this. And some people look at this person as a hero. You know, they're going to do their homework and check out the psyche of this person who did this. The psychological profile, excuse me. They're going to look at his computers and all of that, see was he involved with any groups or something like that, any social media groups. No, they're going to look at his social media page for sure. We know all of that. But I want to look at some more news reports when it comes to this story right here. Yeah, so let me come out of here and see what else they got on this. Everything we know so far. Okay, let's check out this report. All right, let me share my screen, family. I appreciate y'all. I just want y'all to know that I love y'all so much. The support means the world. So, but let me share my screen. Let me share this report right here. Let's get some sound going on.
As an act of targeted violence, it is unfortunately just the most recent example we've seen of targeted violence.
One ICE detainee is dead and 2 more critically injured after a shooter perched atop a nearby building opened fire at an immigration detention facility near downtown Dallas. Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah Todd. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 4 at 4. I'm here now with Sean Rabb as we work through all the updates continuing to come in from this morning's shooting.
Yeah, here's what we know now is that police first got calls about this shooting just about 6:30 this morning. This is at the facility just off I-35, also known as Stemmons Freeway, not far from downtown Dallas. When Dallas officers got there, they found 4 people shot, including the shooter. The other 3 people shot were ICE detainees. 1 is confirmed dead. 2 others are critically injured. Earlier, authorities said 2 detainees were killed, but they have since revised that downward. Police say 29-year-old Joshua Yan opened fire, striking an unmarked van at the Immigration Detention Center.
Hey, here's the only photo that we have right now of that suspected shooter. This is a mugshot from 2015 for an unrelated arrest. This arrest was for possession of marijuana out of Collin County. Police say he killed himself before officers arrived today as he was perched on a roof of a nearby building.
The director of the FBI has shared this picture of evidence found at the scene of ammunition with anti-ICE messaging. Starting this afternoon, we saw police and FBI carrying out searches at 2 homes possibly connected to the shooter. First was in Fairview, just south of McKinney, at a home in a neighborhood near 75 in the Sam Rayburn Tollway.
Yeah, the second was a home in Durant, Oklahoma. Authorities are there right now at the scene investigating. This is in a fairly rural area, just a few miles west of US 75. And that's where we're joined now by Fox 4's Stephen Dial, who's been following this police activity as it moved north from the scene in Dallas. Stephen.
Suspect, 29-year-old. And we've been in Durant, Oklahoma for multiple hours, but we've just started seeing recent activity in the last 30 minutes. I'm going to step out of the shot so you can see what's happening. Before you see the bureau that we shot moments ago, you see a Bryan County Sheriff's deputy driving.
So I want to be clear here. I'm not a fan of martyr type stuff. You know, I believe in certain things myself. But I'm not about to go commit suicide about it. That's for damn sure. So I'm not with all this martyr type stuff. This suicidal type things these folks be doing. I'll be thinking something wrong with them. Like literally, like go get some mental health help, you know, go see a damn doctor or something like that. So I got to get this guy a losing horn for that one. Crashed out for sure. Yeah, he crashed out on that one, so you get a losing horn. But let's get back to more of this.
Down this road behind it is a home connected to the suspected gunman in the Dallas ICE shooting. Now I want you to look at video that we shot less than 30 minutes ago. In that video, you see an armored vehicle coming in with a battering ram and other multiple federal law enforcement agencies. At least the ATF and FBI are here on the scene. Moments after they entered the property, heard a loud bang. Could have been them breaching a door, could have been a flashbang. I don't know because it's so far away from this property, but more activity in the last 30 minutes here in Durant, Oklahoma. Now, earlier today, we were in Fairview, Texas. That's outside of McKinney. There is another property associated with the alleged gunman in this Dallas ICE shooting.
I need to see, do they have some more protesters going on?
There, we actually were on scene when we saw what appeared to be family members arriving, and later the FBI and federal agents showed up at that location. Now, it's a quiet neighborhood, of course, like you typically hear with these types of stories. We talked to a neighbor. Take a listen.
And I went out to check the mail, and I saw Fairview police here and a few other cars, and I, started wondering what was on. And then my neighbor across the street from me had texted me and told me what was going on, and it's just, you're kind of shocked and amazed that it could happen that close to you.
Yeah, you never know what's next.
So here back in Durant, Oklahoma, we are, finally seeing kind of activity here. We don't know, what they may be finding inside. Again, Sky 4 flew high above earlier before federal officials arrived, but now later we can only see what this entrance to this long road is to that property. It's a property and then a shed type property also on the property that, documentation traced us back to connecting it to the alleged gunman. Again, we are waiting for more details, and so we're going to send it back to you guys for now.
The judge going to write that warrant up quickly. That's a fact.
Open update soon.
All right, we'll check back.
And the question was asked on, I said I was listening to another podcaster. Like, I like podcasting. I listen to different podcasts, and I think it was an officer or something like that. So they asked the person which case get more of the priority, and the officer said they supposed to get treated all the same. But when you have these high profile type cases, they write the warrants up like extra quick. That's a fact.
And Stephen Dow, thank you for the update. Well, this all started just after 6:30 this morning at that ICE detention facility in Dallas off Stemmons Freeway, right near Empire Central Drive. The moments during and immediately after the shooting were frightening for anyone who heard gunfire. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager joins us near the scene now. And earlier today, we spoke with somebody who was on the phone with a family member as soon as those shots were fired. Peyton.
Hi, Hannah. Yes, we will get to that in just a few moments, but this is about as close as we can get to the ICE facility here off of Stemmons Freeway. We were pushed back all day by Dallas police, but they have been relieved. And behind me, I'm going to have my photographer push in. We do have some Homeland.
I'm going to stop that right there. And that's their input on this story right here. Now, there got to be more information that comes out about this guy. I'm very interested in finding out more about this guy. And the internet sleuths, they're going to be all over it too. They're going to dissect this. Now, I can't wait to hear it personally myself. And this guy looks very young. Looks very young. So this guy is basically a kid. And they go on this suicidal mission. I am not with that. That's like that Afghanistan type stuff. People do that in Iraq and Iran and all that, down in Gaza and all that. They do all that stuff over there. Excuse me. But it happens over here too. So I don't want to make it seem like I support all that, but you know how we do it, GPTV1. We send out, I send condolences out. So I send my condolences out to the victim in this case. And even at the gunman, people like that, man, they need some serious prayer. But I be thinking something wrong with these folks, That's just what I personally think. I think some of these people be mentally off. Some people so far on the right, so some people so far on the left. You can clearly see this guy, he's not a right-wing person, so you can clearly see that. If he anti-ICE, but that's not going to stop Trump. He's marching straight ahead. He's marching straight ahead. He's not going to support this at all. In fact, he got some stuff going on with that former FBI director, Comey. Trump has that authoritarian type mentality. And he feel like if you come up against him, he's going to go after you. So Trump is going after Comey and other people. But right now, I've seen the news report earlier. I was surprised me myself. But that's just how Trump is. So he's not going to stop these ICE raids because this place right here got shot up. No, the movement is going to keep going on. Yeah, so this has been controversial since the beginning. Well, I'm not going to say the beginning, but since a lot of news reports been coming out about these ICE raids. I caught it a couple of times early in the day. Now, let's see what these people talking about right here. I like to play these reports to get my commentary on some of these stories. So let's go to this one right here and see what these people are talking about. This was found. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen. It's another person that's close to the facility. So I'm gonna share my screen. Let's go here. All right, let's go.
Agent staged, and there's even more in the back of this ICE office. That's because this is where that deadly shooting took place, where one detainee was killed and 2 others critically injured.
Yeah.
Just before dawn Wednesday, what started off as a police response to an officer assist quickly changed.
Just be advised, it's still active shooter. There's a sniper on the roof. Have everybody stay for very, very far locations.
Dallas police say a gunman opened fire at the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office just off North Stemmons Freeway, I-35E.
It was very, very dark.
This man, who did not want to be identified, says he lives in this building right across the freeway. He says after hearing 2 shots, he ran out on the balcony.
You don't want to put your face on the screen with some of this stuff going on. This some political stuff. These people take this stuff serious.
He would wait 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, he would shoot.
According to a statement from ICE officials, the shooter fired at the building, including at a transport van in the Sallyport. They say 3 detainees who were inside the van were shot. DPD Chief Dan Como.
The DPD was able to locate the shooter, who was deceased. We're going to be working this investigation shoulder to shoulder with our federal partners.
ICE officials say the shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Dallas FBI field office tells us they found shell casings near the suspected shooter with the phrase anti-ICE engraved on it.
There will be no resource not utilized to bring all those individuals who are responsible to bring them to justice and to hold them accountable.
I can imagine that was terrifying.
Authorities tell us no law enforcement members were injured in this shooting, and as they continue their investigation, Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson turns focus.
Live life, folks. Live life. You never know, man. These people went to work. They sure wasn't expecting this.
To the victims and their families.
Please join me
detainees
in praying for the families of the folks who lost their lives today.
Exactly.
And we're still working to learn more about the detainee who was killed and the 2 others who were injured, as well as the suspect, 29-year-old Java John. But for now, we'll send it over to our Jason Wheeler, who's taking a look at just how did the shooter access to this point.
Yeah, Brittany, thank you for that. I want to start us off here on the map with the wide view. This is downtown Dallas that you're seeing over here. And we'll go first to Dallas Love Field because I think a lot of us know where that is, and it's a good starting point just to give you your bearings. About 1.6 miles southwest of Dallas Love Field is that ICE facility that we are talking about where that shooting took place earlier today. And I want to draw your attention to this building, these law offices directly behind that ICE facility. This is where officers say those shots were fired from today. And I want to just give you this vantage point here of what this would look like for someone who is up on top of this building. As you can see, they had just a wide open view of this ICE facility. And again, this was just after we had seen the first light of day. So this parking lot would have lights in it and so forth.
Stepping in the building, do me a solid and click that like button. Click that subscribe button. It's your first time here, and click that notification bell.
This person would have been probably very hard for anyone to have seen on top of that building there. Let's go and give you sort of this overhead view here. This is how the shots would have been fired, just straight across this parking lot. Zero obstructions here getting in the way. This is a pretty good distance, though, that we're talking about here, estimated by the maps at about 500 feet. But of course, those bullets finding their intended targets at the end of this parking lot here. Want to bring your attention to this as well, just because this is called Track Reports. This was started by Syracuse University many years ago, where they sort of put together this ICE detention capacity and activity. And as you can see, Texas has become a real hotbed for ICE activity and detention centers. And this doesn't even include the largest one in Fort Bliss that will accommodate up to 5,000 detainees. It just opened a couple of months ago. And then this, they say that Texas has the most ICE detainees. This is as of September of this year, so very recent. They list Texas.
They right there on the border. They pouring in Texas. I think we all know that, though.
With 13,000 detainees right now, almost as much as the next 3 states combined. So for anyone who might have been interested, Chris and Izzy and Rebecca, in targeting either ICE agents or detainees, Texas is a very target-rich environment for that.
And we'll get to that in a moment. But as our senior political reporter, our senior crime and justice reporter, your areas of expertise are merging in a troubling way.
Yeah, Rebecca, I mean, without divulging your specific sources, but how did you first get word that this had taken place, and what have you learned in the hours since?
Well, so I got a text message from a source early on this morning saying you need to get out to the ICE facility. There have been multiple people shot. At the time, they thought that there might be snipers. They were very concerned. They couldn't get Dallas Fire Rescue into that area immediately to transport the victims because they didn't know there were still shots being fired. And so they transported the victims, DPD, in their squad cars. And then we learned, obviously, that there was just one sniper. Dallas police actually used drones to go over the rooftops where they believe that there might be, where the shooter might be. And obviously, they found the shooter with that self-inflicted gunshot wound. And so early on, I was told that there were 3 victims and that at least 1 or 2 of them had died. And obviously my source was pretty accurate on all that information. And again, a lot of concern for were there any law enforcement officers that were injured at that time. And now we know that there weren't. And my source early on said that it did appear that they were targeting, the person was targeting that ICE van with the detainees, and the detainees were the target. And again, right now, we just don't know the motive.
What? That's some deep information right there. I didn't know all of that. So he was targeting these detainees. I mean, what's going on with these detainees? Were they cartel bosses? Were they snitches? Or what's the deal? I thought they were just targeting the facility. But according to this woman, she said her sources are pretty accurate. And she said that they was targeting this specific van. So they need to come out. There's going to be some more information coming out. Of course, this happened today. And we know a lot of these investigations take a while to go through. This is a lot to go through right here. So I'm going to take that off the table when I say this guy is on the left side. Because he targeting his van. That's like targeting his own people. And that don't make sense to me personally. So I want to know what y'all think about it, though. But these protesters going on, I came across a couple of these protesters. Well, I will have to say he is on the left side because he wrote that information down on those bullets. He wrote anti-ICE on the bullet. So I will have to say he's on the left side. Maybe he just shooting at this van, just randomly just shooting at somebody. But that don't make sense to me that you mad because they doing these ICE raids and you go kill some of the detainees. Obviously, he was detained because of the ICE raids. Again, I be thinking these people twisted. They be so far deep into their own thoughts. Like, I can't get on the level of that. I can't go down into the abyss with my mentality. I just can't do it. I got too much of a positive outlook on life to look that deep into something. I've been to protesters. I've marched myself. Mostly I went to march for police brutality, that type of stuff. I did all of that. So there's certain issues I may have my voice in my little corner, and I think my own thoughts about it. But when you take it this far, I literally think something's wrong with you. You using stuff like this as your excuse. That could be the case. I'm just theorizing or speculating when it comes to that, but that could be the case. You could just want to go randomly do some stuff and put it on all this ICE stuff because it don't make no sense for you to go shoot up this particular van and they got detainees in there. That don't make no sense. But anyway, I just want to get on here. I really got to get back on this documentary. Like I said, I'm downloading it right now, and I got to work on some things, some little smaller elements to it or whatever. But it's not coming out on YouTube. It's definitely not, but it's going to be out there online somewhere. Somehow it's going to get there. I haven't mentioned the title of it. I got a sweet title for it. I've been working on it for about 6 months now. Finally got it done. Shouts out to the people out there in Detroit. I ran into a lot of people out there. I didn't realize I knew so many people, but it's all love. But on that note, family, y'all stay blessed out there. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Live life to the fullest. You never know, man. You never know. Never know. One love, one love.